Thank you for listening to Two Talking Arseholes. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and may deal with adult topics and adult themes.
Brownstown, we're with you when you fight. Brownstown, bark with the dogs tonight. Brownstown, Cleveland is right behind you.
Verwundet.
That's my contribution to Christmas. Hello, everybody. It is me, Steve Henn. And it's the bloody hell 19th day of December. 5 gold rings. And over there we have...
It's Christmas! Bollocks, Mr. Singh.
Excellent. It's Christmas bollocks. Well done.
Wow,
I got
that
those
wasn't
the other
even pre-planned.
They came in the post the other day. I thought they were actually a 3D decoration, but they are, but they're not. But I'm going to give them to I'm going to actually go to my friends on Christmas Day, and I'm going to put the one on the tree while they're not looking. I think that would be quite funny. Although if they're watching this, like with the new 300 people that were watching it last week, they'll already know that I'm going to put some testicles on their tree. How about that?
Wow.
Do you think they'll think it's good, or just think they'll think it's bollocks?
Oh, I'm reminding not to invite you around to my house during Christmas.
I wouldn't. No, you've got young children. I wouldn't do it. I'm not a complete savage. Javid. Have you seen him? Have you seen him with his new beard?
I saw an interview with him talking about... Yeah, I saw the beard.
I thought he was fucking Father Christmas. And when I say fucking Father Christmas, I mean he thought he was.
Instead of fucking the rest of the country. But
Hey.
I did see him when he's talking about... He's leaving as an MP. He's got the balls to say... I'm not agreeing with him, but he's saying, well, the NHS has got to change. Which basically means, in other words, he's saying privatise it.
Yeah, he was thinking of that. I think they do it in Germany, some sort of scheme. But it's not. I think the NHS has got to change. They've got to start putting some money into it and cancel Brexit, really, and get some people over here that want to work in the NHS. But it does need a big shake-up somewhere, and I would say they should start trying to do another NHS, and then.
Well, I wouldn't trust the Conservatives to privatise it, because they'll probably just give out contracts to their mates.
Well, that's it. It'll be Russian oligarchs, and that's all that'll have. They'll just say, yes, Ivan, you get a new hospital. I'm just talking until Av comes back, by the way. I don't know if it's ever going to work. Yeah, well, no, he's not. He thought he was back, and then now. Yeah, so Russian oligarchs. That's who'll be in charge of the... What's the name of the hospital administrator? It's Ivan the Terrible.
Well,
that's the only Russian name I know. Sorry.
Probably get mates come and say, I know a few medical people, the first aiders, but I've become an agency and you can pay them $100,000 a year, and I take a bit of an admin fee. Give me a £5 million contract. Okay. Sounds like, because we're in desperate times, we need these first aiders to carry out operations. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on board.
But the farcical thing of it all is they're actually paying doctors that they wouldn't pay normally 3 or 4 times the amount of money, because they're doing it through the agency because there's not enough doctors. It's absolute madness. That's one thing I would stop. If I was Prime Minister, I would say we don't need agency. We just need to pay our staff more money, and then we won't need an agency. But they're never going to do it like that. Whatever they do, they'll all be trying to work out how to make money off it and cream off the top. And I don't mean that in a sex movie way.
That is a disgrace.
I mean, he looked like a single hairy testicle, but only with the hair underneath.
A designer testicle.
I was thinking about this the other day. Don't ask me why. I was trying to think of some comedy material, right? I was thinking, you know how you get like all these like designer beards and stuff. I was really maybe could the testicles have a goatee?
Well,
And that's when I saw Sajid Javid, and I went, yes.
I do actually shave my bollocks.
Oh, good.
It's, imac or one of those, like, a piece of paper with honey on it, and they whap it on, and then Velcro strips. I have no idea. Of course not. I'm like a bloody hairy chestnut. Happy Christmas.
It's not a happy Christmas area, that.
It's not a happy Christmas, full stop. You know what? I love the fact that people are getting into the Christmas spirit, and they are going to have the best Christmas they can possibly have, and then worry about what happens in January. But unfortunately, I think it's just going to get 3 times as bad in January. So have you got all your shopping done?
I've ordered for delivery, and I'm a bit worried that I might not get certain things for Christmas. So I think I might need to go out and get the turkeys and chickens and sprouts.
Turkeys and chickens and sprouts. Aha. Oh, excellent. It's Christmas. I can watch Wizard of Oz again. Everyone thinks I'm gay because I love Wizard of Oz. And that's not true. That's because I love Barbra Streisand.
As long as your boyfriend thinks the same thing, you're okay.
I see what he's doing there. I do see what he's doing there. He's trying to suggest that my boyfriend's not okay with it. Well, that's not true. I was up before the postman today. I said, lock the door on the way out.
I was going to say, Steve, why would you leave your bed? Because he's been on strike.
Oh, God, yeah, the postal... This is it, isn't it? Oh, I tooted today when I drove past some striking railmen outside the... Railmen? That's a bit fucking misogynist, isn't it? They were all men, but the railway workers outside...
Railway people.
They were working on the railway. There were railway workers outside the Worcester station. Worcester's got 2 stations. 3 stations now. It's got a fucking parkway. That could be quite excited, to be honest. But, yeah, and they all waved at me. No, I support the strikers. Do you not support the strikers, you bloody Wolverhampton person?
That is a disgrace.
Wouldn't you toot for the NHS? I did, and I followed through. Made up a joke, sorry.
Was that when you had to wear one of those...
open gowns?
I imagine you went to hospital. You do it by purpose, so you get your ass cleaned, wouldn't you?
What would I do on purpose?
If you was in hospital, make a mess. Oh, nurse, you got to clean me.
Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
Of course I would. I was in hospital once, and the doctor came up to me and said, I got some good news and some bad news. I said, what's the bad news? He said, we took the wrong leg off. I said, what's the good news? He said, the other one's getting better.
When I was at a few years at Sixth Form College, there was a guy, and his nickname was Bedbath.
You're joking.
No, his name was Bedbath. I don't really know him, but I was just curious. He was like, oh, Bedbath, come here, Bedbath. I was like, one day I asked someone, I said, why do they call him Bedbath? He goes, he was in hospital because he broke his leg. And they had to he had to have a bed bath, right? And every time he had a bed bath, he would get aroused and have an erection. And he told his mates, and obviously his mates were like, oh, bed bath.
See, well, that's actually that's better than saying, erection face.
No, but it was his granddad giving him the bed bath.
But no, I used to work in the hospital. It's not there anymore. Bromsgrove General Hospital, and we were in the Sun newspaper because we were chopping wrong legs off people. We were chopping the wrong legs off people.
Sounds like Saudi Arabia.
No, we didn't. No, we were doing it medically, not because they were not because they were robbing people with one leg.
Oh,
well,
okay.
No, Saudi Arabia, right? You've robbed a football boot. We're going to chop your leg off. It's hands, isn't it? They chop the hands off for robbery. Cocks off for adultery.
No, it's
Tongues.
stoned.
Tongues. Oh, stoned.
Yeah, stoned for adultery. I think.
Mind you, I got
As in,
stoned
like-
at the hospital.
Yeah, I was going to say. So Redditch was a good hospital then.
I worked when I was very young. My first hospital was Blackwell Recovery Hospital. It was a recovery hospital, right? But I used to call it Blackwell's 75% chance of recovery because people used to die a lot. And I was so young, I didn't realise that I had to go and collect the dead bodies and take them to the Chapel of Rest. That was quite... The first time I actually had to move a dead person was really quite spooky. But then you get used to it and it's fine. And it gave me a better outlook on life. I realised that, we're only here for today, if we're lucky.
Oh, okay. Got a good job there, Steve.
What?
I mean, I was used to walk around with a stiffy.
I was very young, and that was when that was. Do you know what? I went to hospital recently, and and this is going to sound awful, and because when I was young, nurses used to wear stockings and skirts. Right now, they wear trouser suits. Is that just me?
I insist on. Well, I'm very conservative, so if they're showing any skin, I'm not happy.
No, but it makes perfect sense that they should be wearing trouser suits. But because I grew up in the 70s, that's all I saw, and they used to look really nice. The girls in the high dependency, because all the others had like gingham coloured and blue and green, but the staff in the high dependency unit were all in white. They were like angels just walking around in white, and most of the prettier nurses worked in a HDU.
Wrong.
Yeah, no, my first 3 girlfriends were nurses. There was John, Jeff, and Jim. Move me on, because I can't stop. I'm in a loop.
I was going to say the triple J. Triple J's, isn't it?
Triple threat. I was a triple threat.
Yeah.
What was your first
At
job?
the same time, Steve.
Tea bags at dawn.
Yeah, okay. Are we going to talk about the Christmas Carol? Finish on the Christmas Carol? Really nice Christmas, I think.
Yes. How do I introduce it?
Well, it's a British remake of A Christmas Carol.
Okay. Should we have a look at it?
Yeah. So
Christmas is about kindness and community spirit.
Cobblers. Christmas is about spending money that you don't have, that cousin you secretly hate.
So you want something more exploitative?
Exactly.
Doesn't Christmas mean anything to you?
Christmas is a lie, made up by American corporations and Charles Dickens.
I know the story. I'll be visited by 3 ghosts.
Listen to me. This is your last chance to change.
Did you see our Carol?
I don't think she's coming, Dad.
You're Eric Morecambe, and he's Ernie Wise.
We're the ghosts of Christmas past.
How could I have been happy when we were so poor?
How could you be unhappy when you're so rich?
Take my hand, and you will be magically transported.
If you don't leave here with me, you'll get stuck in this reality forever.
A Christmas Carol. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
Believe in better. Believe in better. Believe in meta. Now, I did notice, Av, because you were saying before we started, actually, and I actually had that queued up, you don't like Nish Kumar. Is it because he's funnier than you?
I don't know. He just... there's something about him. I'm not a big fan. He looks like I put this up before on my Facebook, but he looks like Gonzo from he looks like an Indian Gonzo from the Muppets.
Do you know? I do believe if I went anywhere in the world and said you look like an Indian Gonzo, I'm in trouble. I do. Yeah. I mean, the word Gonzo itself. You see, if you don't know who the Muppets are and you're going around calling people an Indian Gonzo, it could be worrying. I'll have to put a picture of Gonzo up now so we can see. I think that's what he looks like.
I think that's quite apt that you're saying you would sound racist, because I think I am racist every time I see him on TV.
Throwing things at the TV. I see. I think I like Nish Kumar because I think politically he's very astute, but I understand what you're saying because he does.
I don't think he is.
Well, do you not?
No, I think he's pandering to a certain segment of the left, and he's got an annoying voice, so he thinks he can just keep shouting about it. I need a posh voice and tell everyone to fuck up the Conservatives. That's all. That's all. Yeah.
There's a few comedians, and we were talking about some of them earlier, that are smug, that appear smug, and when you appear smug and telling comedy, it's not a good look. And I think that's where we were talking about Paul Daniels. He used to be smug when he did his magic, and I know what you mean with Nish Kumar. There is that sort of "I'm better than you" type.
I'm righteous.
Yeah, there is that feeling you get, but you don't know him.
What would I want to know him?
I don't know.
Well, if you get me a few gigs, I might.
If he said, "Hey, Av, I'm going on tour, 24 dates. Do you want to support me on all of them?" You go, "No, I don't like you, you Indian gonzo." Yeah. Look at your wallet before you say that to him.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh.
Actually, to be fair, it wouldn't be your wallet you'd be worried about, would it be your exposure? You'd like to be exposed with him every night.
How do you mean?
Like you'd go on before him, and then he'd follow you on. You'd open up his act.
Okay, say, everyone, welcome the Indian Gonzo.
You could do like it's Nish Kumar for 23 nights, and on the last night you go, "It's the Indian Gonzo." I'm gonna reserve my judgment because I feel that I don't know him. I've never met him, but I understand that he doesn't come across as smuggy.
Yeah, but I mean, going back to the show, I was thinking of watching it till I saw him.
So I was thinking the same because I thought, that is. Cause I like Saran Rap. Is that her name? Saran, the girl who's playing the Scrooge.
Saran Jones.
Saran Jones. Yeah, because I think she's good. I think she's a fine body of acting work, and I like it. And she looked good in that. But then I saw Morecambe Wise, and I'm thinking that's a bit silly. The ghosts of Morecambe Wise.
Well, that's what.
And they're lookalikes. They don't even look like Morecambe Wise.
I know, but he's acting. He did act like a bit like. Well, we didn't see. More. What's his name?
Ernie.
Not Ernie. He saw Ernie. He didn't see Eric. He didn't see Eric talk, but Ernie's double. He kind of got the voice down, didn't he? He had the voice pinned down.
I think they're the two guys that are touring the theatre show with Eric, which I would go and see if it was nearer to me than me travelling to Wolverhampton.
I mean, I remember I was at a thing and they had like Lauren Hardy act.
Oh, an act? I thought you meant them because I know you're fucking old enough.
Yeah. I thought you was on tour with them. When they came back to the UK. I remember when I was a kid, it was at a wedding, there's like a guy, he came in a Rolls Royce, he was dressed in black, no tie, and he was giving it the large, right? And I'm about 11 years old. He goes, "Is that your car?" He goes, "Yeah." I went, "No." He goes, "You call me a bloody liar." I was like, it's like, he just started attacking me. I was like, this guy, I mean, as I got old, thinking back at you, thinking, this guy obviously had like a complex about this. And he goes, "I'm a bloody millionaire." But a lot of amen like that out there, Steve.
I've got to ask them, what's their gross salary?
What's their annual gross salary?
Annual gross salary. I've got to say annual gross salary. Can I say that on Christmas Day to the chap behind the bar at the Indian restaurant? Because he's fucking loaded.
Do you know what you'll do, Steve? Yes, Mr. Steve, how can I help you?
What's your annual gross salary?
In your fucking business, you bastard. Now get out.
Yeah, I should ask him. I should ask him at the end rather than. I don't think he would like it really, because the price of the meal has gone up from 30 to 52, 34, I think it was. And I get that. I'm happy because I think for the last 3 years it's not been good for people in entertainment or hospitality. So I'm happy because they're opening up on Christmas Day.
But I mean,
and the food is nice. The food is nice.
I love good tandoor, made stuff, but because you can't do that at home. But I'm desperate to have something like that. Soon.
He's doing on a starter a tomato stuffed with mincemeat in a tandoori. But I also thought with a tomato, if they can't get big enough tomatoes because everything's a bit difficult to get, then he might just put some tomatoes down that he couldn't stuff and then put the mince next to it, and that won't look as nice. It might taste just as nice, but it wouldn't look as nice. And I'm going for look because I'll be pissed by the time I get there. 3 pints from 11:20, and then over to the essence. Well, anyway, we really aren't talking about the Christmas Carol.
Let's look back to. I mean, do you think you wouldn't watch it, or you will watch it? You think?
I watch it because of Sharon. I'd watch it because of Joe Brand and the guy in it. There's always the big chunky guy that's in lots of stuff. Yeah. I think he's great, and I don't know what his name is. And forgive me, I mean, for not knowing your name, but he was in Doctor Who as well. But I find him hilarious because he does stuff very subtly, but he's a good actor as well.
Can you get a copy and just delete all the bits with Nish Kumar in it and then send it to me?
It might not make any sense to you when you watch it. Or maybe I could just cut myself in and go, Nish says this at this point, and then say it.
Well,
you're not.
Yeah, you watch it first, and you can let me know then. No.
All right. If
he's got a small part.
He has apparently, but it's not the size of the wand; it's the magic it weaves.
Are you stereotyping Indians again, Steve?
Stereotyping Indians? No, you said he's got a small part. I said it doesn't matter. So if anyone was stereotyping, it would be you. And I don't know whether or not Indians. I don't know where I'm going with that, so I'll shut up.
I'll tell you what, when you go to your Indian restaurant, that's another question you can ask.
What's your gross annual salary and how big's your penis?
Yeah.
And can I have an extra pom-pom?
Not that funny, Steve.
Telly's not the same as it used to be. I say telly because I work in the industry. Do you know what I mean? What's your plans for Christmas?
Well, I've got a gig coming up. It's going to be the last one that I'll do.
Oh, I'm glad about that, Av. That's pleased me. It's important to know your limitations, really. But you gave it a go, and that's good because some people don't even give it a go. And I suppose you've had some fun doing it, but sometimes you just got to realise that you can't go any further.
I'm doing this year.
The last gig you're doing this? No, that's good. No, I'll be good. I'd like to come and see that. Where is it?
It's on the 22nd at the Vic in Birmingham, Steve.
Nice. No, I hope a lot of people. I will promote the shit out of that, Av, because if it's your last gig ever of this year, then it'd be nice. People come and see it at the Vic. That's by the Alexander Theatre, isn't it? At the back of the Alex, as we used to say.
Yeah, I'm
gay pub.
You seemed quite happy, didn't you, to know that you thought that I was going to not do any comedy?
Well, no, I think I actually felt that you'd done a lot of comedy gigs this year for 2022, and it's nice that you put your feet up for the last 2 weeks and have a rest. That's what I was meaning, wasn't it?
I'm not quite sure. Have you? So, I mean, I told you this a few weeks ago, and you still haven't had your ticket. So,
if it's as cold as it was last Thursday, mate, I'm not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere.
If people want a fancy racially abusing an Indian on stage, not called Nish Kumar,
come down to the Vic in Birmingham. I'll put a link if I can here. But if not, you can always go to Av's Facebook page, which is Av Stand Up Comedian, loose, on Facebook.
I think we should end it on that, Steve. I think that works.
Brownstown, Cleveland is right behind you.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe and share this because it will help us. And don't forget to tune in next week, 8 p.m. Mondays. Ta-ra! So